welcome back. This is Toribash Parkour tutorial part 2, where we go over some of the more intermediate moves in parkouring in Toribash. And this includes rolling, how to get back into a run, and how to climb without grabs. So we're going to get into those things, and hopefully you get a lot out of this and you can improve your parkouring with this information. We hope you enjoy the video. Like and subscribe and share. It really helps the channel out, and yeah, enjoy the video. Not everyone uses rolls, but I will say they serve a good purpose in helping you recover from really high falls while parkouring. Because if you try to start a run right after a high fall, all of that weight goes straight into the ground and you sink into your joints and you become very sluggish and slow and lose your momentum. So for high drops while parkouring, rolling is the best way to keep your momentum moving in a direction, fluid and flowing, so that your replay keeps its momentum. So you can see in the replay right now, I have my arms ready to twist. You kind of have to keep them to one side, left or right, and they're usually the side of the foot that's out. That's going to be your leading leg. So turn your arms using your pecs towards your leading leg to prepare for the twist. So as soon as you get both feet on the ground, you have established your foundation. This foundation is important in initiating the twist. You need both feet on the ground. Once both feet have touched the ground, then use your chest and your pecs and your arm to initiate a twisting motion. By contracting one or both of the glutes, you can speed up your spin as well, as long as both feet are on the ground. This can help you with your twist as well as your pecs and your arm. After you've initiated that, and you got a good spin going, you want to kind of roll across your arm, but make sure that you time it right, because if you do it too late or too early, you can end up slamming it on the ground and killing your roll. After you've initiated the roll, now all you need to do is kind of keep your weight moving in that direction and make sure you don't slow down. You can do this by throwing your legs over. Now, there are so many ways that you can land that will make it hard to get back into a run, so I can't go over every single type of way that is. But one of the most common ways that people are stuck in parkour is if they land in the opposite direction of in which that they're running, and they have no idea how to turn around and continue running. So I'm going to explain how to get back into a run from being turned around. So the first thing you want to do is, if you spot that you're about to land the wrong way, make sure you have one foot that is behind you, because this will help you pivot when you do turn around. If you land in a square or horse stance, where your hips are facing the wrong direction and both feet are facing the wrong direction, that's a bad situation. But something that you can just be, watchful over is to make sure that when you are landing in the wrong direction, you keep one foot back. But the reason why I put this move second is because you're actually using certain techniques from the roll tutorial in this one. Once you get both feet on the ground, you're going to use your arms and your glutes to twist, just like you would when trying to do a roll. But the difference is you're not going down into the ground, you're trying to stay up. Now, there is no exact way to get this right. It's all about kind of playing with every single joint until you get the best outcome. But the thing that I will say that you are trying to achieve is to use your glutes, your chest, and perhaps your pecs and your arms to pivot on the balls of your feet. And once you see that twisting motion, you need to go with it, but you need to make sure that you're leaning forward in the twist. Because if you twist and lean back, then that's not going to help you, because it's going to be hard to get into a run if you're leaning too far back. So it's a combination of two things: a twisting pivot and leaning forward. You need to have both. Now here's the hardest part, is stopping the twist, because once you've got your direction, you want to stop yourself from passing the direction and just twirling out of control. And that has everything to do with flat feet. So what you can see me doing here is I am trying to use my glutes, my feet, and the orientation of my torso to try to stop this spin so I don't ballerina out of control, because I want to stop so I can start running. After going back a little bit in the replay, I was able to find a spot I can put my foot to completely deaden the spin. On the side that you're spinning out of control in, that's where you want to get your foot flat. We talked about this in the previous tutorial, how if you keep your foot flat while running, it'll save you from kind of spinning out of control or losing your straight run. The same applies here. When you're trying to get back into a run, you want to get that flat foot, which will keep you stable and direct. Now that I've killed the spin, now I can focus on trying to get myself upright. So I'm kind of twisted to the side right now, and that is just all with glutes. Once you've got that fixed, you can continue on with your run. Now we're going to talk about climbing without grabbing. This is very difficult for most parkourists, and a lot of mods avoid these kinds of obstacles because of it. But I'm going to teach you the fundamentals of how to climb without grabbing to open up a variety of options when parkouring. So first, I'm going to show you the bread and butter of climbing. If you see any ledge that looks like this in a parkour mod, it's climbable if you can reach it. So first, what you want to do is get your hand up to the same level of the edge, or at least higher. Higher is best, but if you can even get half of your hand to rise above like the line of the ledge, then you'll be good. So you have two options here. When your hand rises above or at the line of the ledge, you can contract your elbow, which will pull you up at your hand, or you can contract your wrist, which will also have a similar effect, but you won't go as high. Once you have this pull-up motion, you can play with any joint you want to kind of change the angle you're rising at, so you can make your next movement. So in this replay, I'm going to try to reach the top of the wall. First, what I'm going to try to do is get my hand to get to the very edge of this red square, because I know, like I just said, trying to catch your hand on that ledge is what's going to give me my pull-up. And I use the contract wrist to give me a little bit of a boost, and it really helps to kind of send you up. And you'll notice when you're trying to do this, you may have some ugly moments, but I want you to focus on getting as much upwards momentum as possible. And after you get it, then focus on cleaning up your moves. Hold stuff, relax stuff, try to look more relaxed and more fluid. You don't want to look like a spazzing spider trying to get up a wall. But when you're climbing, the actual moves you're doing are more important than how clean it looks, because this is like a video game, and like climbing is going to be a little wonky. We don't have fingers, so you're going to have to do a little bit of awkward things, but like I said, you can still make it look good by kind of editing your moves as you go. The key to not falling backwards is trying to keep your body more or less flat. Don't bend your knees too much, don't push off the wall at all. You want to focus all of your movements to staying as flat against the wall as possible while still like trying to reach the next ledge above you. So I need to figure out how to get to the top of the next red box, and to do so I need to kind of lock myself into place here and not fall off. I do that by placing my hand on the top of this red square, and that keeps me fastened to the wall. My right foot is also helping me on the side of the square. But at moments like this, where you have to make a huge leap up to a ledge that you don't think you can reach, this is where it requires patience, and you may need to go back and keep re-editing the replay, because there are crazy high distances that you actually can't believe that you can actually reach. And I've had moments where I've been playing with joints for so long until I finally find a really great combination of joints that sends me the highest. You want to keep editing your joints until you find an option that gives you the most height. And when you click one joint and you see you get lower, change it. And if you do another joint and you see it's sending you higher, keep it and move to the next joint. You need to try each of your joints. I even moved my neck once and it sent me a few inches higher. And those are the kinds of movements you need. But you may say well, Matarika, that's gonna look twitchy if I spaz up a wall like that. But no, you just need to do it for 1, 2 to 5 frames just to get that height you need, and then you can hold all, or you could relax all. I decide to change my approach and put my knee on top of the red box. This can help me start from a higher position when I reach. And with this new height, I give it one last push to get my hand up there on top of the ledge, and what do you know? It works. And my hand barely got on top of the ledge, and it was able to do this much for me. Once you can reach the top, you're basically home free. Just do the same thing. You just pull yourself up with your wrist and your elbows, and try your best to kind of whip yourself onto the top. And that's about it for this video. I hope you learned a lot and took away a lot of tips for trying to become better at parkour. This has been the intermediate tutorial. In the next video, the pro tutorial will go into creativity, style, adapting, and changing directions while parkouring. If you find all the things in this video to be quite simple or easy for you now, I'd say move on to part 3. Comment, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Happy parkouring!